alone. He was drunk and belligerent, running his mouth. He was told not to taunt, and he did anyway. He said he was beat up and the cameras thrown at him. So when he came out, he was bleeding. He took Bobby to court to sue him. The ghost didn't show up to testify, so they kicked him out of court. But that's why we got the sign at the front door. I'll make sure you see that too.
Right.
All right, that's what's in here. Was that coming from the ladies' room?
This was coming out of it. Look, yeah, I actually need it.
See, their brothel was on the other side there. Now, ladies' room. Oh my goodness. Come on in. Oh yeah, my goodness.
Because I guess right here would be probably the corner of the other room. You got the vent right there.
Yep. Here's some. Okay. You go ahead. You tell first.
I keep hearing a lady humming in my ear, and it's like she followed. Like I can hear her right now. You don't hear her? Like it's like right there in my ear.
I don't know why, but I keep thinking the one I mentioned a minute ago. I always have to think, I always have to think of Marilyn Monroe's name first, and then Madeline comes out. I just keep thinking of Madeline, and I don't know why. But anyway, in here, the doors like to swing open for you, like, hey, come on in. The faucets come on by themselves. The weird things, though, we get groped in here, top and bottom, all the time. They like to feel us out. You have to fuss at them about that.
Cheek grills.
And the mirror that you're standing in front of. When people take photographs standing in front of that, a lot of times you don't show up in the picture. Other times when you take a photo in here, it's not this bathroom that shows up in that mirror at all. It's like another dimension, something else. It's the same when you get down to the basement in the dressing rooms. The mirrors that are in those dressing rooms will show faces of people, the full bodies of them, dimensions of things that are not the room that you're standing in, and you may not be in the picture even though you should be.
Right.
So the mirrors in this building are super cool.
Yeah, we work with an author that would probably love that. We could get her to come in here. She has a book too, and she gets grids that comes up. She gets the paranormal grids. So
neat.
That'd be interesting for her.
All right. So like I said, you'll be able to come back to all of these in case you want to get them. If you just
My camera's in there. My camera's in there.
This is authentic primrose. This is what the primrose looked like in the 1940 to 1947. This rose-colored mirror is authentic. It is from 1940. This one here is an authentic mirror, and so is this one. And we do get creepy images in them. Down here, this is where the old sign used to hang. That was like an antique to us. They recently removed it and decided to put the new improved sign up. But it still says the same thing, so it still serves purpose. There you go. And then in behind this area here was where they had a coat check area, and you would get your keys from here. On that side, they had the, coat check over there, I'm sorry. Valet parking here. So you get your keys out of this, your coats went behind there on some hooks. They still got these little bitty key things that have numbers on them that would match up with the coat when you hung it so you could get it back. Now, like this lady who couldn't get in here a minute ago, and she was standing out here taking pictures through the door, happens a lot. And when they send them to me, usually in here we catch people in this room, spirit people. The main one we catch is people will notice that there's white shoes down here on the floor. And when you start paying attention, you'll see the man standing there, and it's a big black man. His name is Bo. And he was the maitre d', what do you call it, the valet parker that worked here. And whenever they had big things that need to be moved in the barrels and stuff like that, he was in charge of doing that. But we see women in here, we see all kinds of stuff. One of the creepiest images we got out of the hallway was a lady's face. Looks like it has, for lack of a better word, I'm going to say octopus, because it's a wide blob and then lots of tentacle type things all over it, just plastered across her face, all white and glowing like an anomaly. On the side of her face was the 8. So we took it, that's the infinity mark, and represents if it's on a person, mine forever. So I've kind of freaked her out pretty good coming through here. So Alrighty, this is where we're gonna split up. I'm gonna take the family with me. You guys can go anywhere you want. We're gonna go behind the stage for a couple of minutes. And then we'll yell and swap you.
You got a camera?
Well,
You just gotta walk up on the stage.
Okay.
Behind the bar.
Okay. All right, folks, they've turned us loose to do our own little investigation. We're going to see what we can pick up on, if anything.
Dang.
Already Michelle's heard humming in her ear, and my battery's about dead.
Is it really?
Yes.
Did you bring another one?
No. I may have to save some for the basement. Okay, folks, looks like my battery's going dead on my camera. I'm going to save some battery power for the basement. So at this time, I'm going to cut off the camera. And if we get any evidence, we'll have EVPs and pictures, photos. Y'all stay tuned, folks, see what we get. Yeah, I'm shutting it off because I don't want to miss that basement.
Put it on the floor. And when you come up, you're going to see a note on the door that says "Go away." That's because Carl placed that there. George, I'm going to ask you, please be nice. Okay, don't bother the ladies. Okay, the reason I'm talking to George is because he is the dominant up here. During the 30s, 20s and 30s, when they first opened this place, George is the one that stayed up here. I told you he liked to bowl. Those are his bowling trophies that we bought up from the basement. Buck Brady also stayed up here. After they burned his carriage house down, he and his grandson spent some time up here. But it was mostly used as the speakeasy. So they would gamble, and the ladies would be up here doing lap dancing. I heard they'd done some very degrading things to both men and women that were up here. Raids were done on the place from time to time. Inside the closet, and don't everybody rush for the closet at one time, because that is George's touchy spot. There's a window in there that opens up, and if the cops came, it looks like it's the end of the building, but there's a secret room on the other side of the window. So they'd stash their ladies, their games, whatever they needed to do, the cash they would hide and hope they wouldn't see it. I get a lot of full-body apparitions of George coming out of that door. We get black shadow figures that come out of that door. We get the smell sometimes when I open this door of aftershave that'll about knock you down. Sometimes the fresh smell of a cigar will about knock you over. George would scratch you in a heartbeat. He was the dominant up here, and the reason he was mad is because people were walking out with his stuff, even those little chairs downstairs, before I started overseeing things. I couldn't bring a female up here any more than 5 minutes. You'd get so heavy in the chest, the squeezing here, you'd get sick. They said they feel like things had a hold of their ankles, pulling through the floor. Others said they felt like things were crawling up on their shoulders, actually up onto their back and shoving them down. I'd catch them outside sitting on the front wall crying and throwing up, scratched up too. I had one lady that he definitely did not like. I had a tough time with her, just one of those personalities. She bombarded in here, and instantly when she came out there were like 30 scratches down her back. He did not like her either. That was the worst one I'd ever seen. The lady said something's wrong with the picture. I came and I looked at it. I don't know.
Getting ready to go in the basement. Bobby Mackey's.
Took about 5 pictures, and one by one I was totally covered. All you could see was the pendulum chain hanging out of my pocket, and then all of a sudden it was gone. I got a program where I could go in and lighten that stuff up. I wanted to see what was in there. Standing right here, about this tall, was something that looked like a Greek god that is called Anubis or Anubis. It had a human body. It had the head of like a coyote, wolf. It had the big necklace around, loops, bracelets here and here. The thing hung down, checkers, stripes across, and all this area had what looked like skulls laying on the ground. Anubis is supposed to be the one who weighs the souls and decides if you're going to heaven or hell. He's supposed to have a twin. One of them guard the north gate, which is supposed to be on the Nile River, which runs north. This runs north due to the earthquake. And we are in the town of what is called South Gate. coincidence, I don't know, but I thought it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right, and the big thing we have here is the fact that when we get inside here, many times people start getting the emotions like you had upstairs. Very, very sad. I had alpha males like Zach Bagans come out of here crying, and I don't mean little tears, I mean sobbing like a child.